Wow, we're here. Beautiful day, too. Welcome, everyone. It's Foul Territory, live in Philadelphia. We are at Iron Hill Brewery in East Market. Fantastic food, great people, great hangs. We've been here since the morning, too, since we've had some conversations with players that will run for you coming up very soon. But thanks for joining us. We're excited for All-Star. We're excited for the Derby this evening. Are you excited for the Derby, the new look? Home run derby? Don't give me too much because we're going to do a segment. Okay.
I'm just worried it's going to take too long. Such a media thing to say. I want the game shorter. I want a clock.
One inning games.
Yeah, let's make it shorter.
Before we get to all that,
I would love a 5-inning game every Saturday. That would be amazing.
The one thing that I did want to hit before we dive into Charge and then talk Derby is since we've been on, we've had a number of additions and subtractions. So, like Friday after the show, we find out Ohtani actually has a pretty good knee thing going on, so he's not doing much for a little bit of time, right? They pushed the start back, and then on the positive side, Robleski's in. Tristan Peters from the White Sox.
If you haven't seen his numbers, check them out.
Having a year.
And hit for the cycle.
Oh, that little thing.
But he's got an 800-plus OPS, hitting 300.
Good
playing
defense.
Center field. Like, he should have been here. Nobody knew who he was until he hit for the cycle.
He might be the least known name
easily
here, just because he's new to the party.
It depends who you're asking. Like, if you're asking Major League Baseball, it would be Hunter Goodman, because they clearly have no idea
they forgot
who he
about
is. But if you're asking, like, regular baseball fans, no chance regular baseball fans outside of Chicago could name 7 guys on the White Sox.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't say Montgomery and expect to get two people when you say that.
But you should. But
there's 2 Montgomerys. That's what I mean. You can't. That's cheating.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else, though, that added or subtracted that? I mean, on the subtraction side, obviously, we talked about this last week, but Miz isn't pitching. Actually, didn't even pitch on Sunday.
No Skubal, who didn't make it. No Jose Ramirez. Yeah. No Cam Schlittler now. There's a long list of guys.
But then I like to look at
the new bloods.
Gets the invite instead, because we complain about, this person got snubbed. Okay, well, now they got invited.
Did they get everybody?
No, I mean,
you never get everybody.
If you ask AJ, though,
snubs is infinity. You can't, like, as soon as you get one person in, we'll have this guy not make it, and he did.
It's like the NCAA tournament, March Madness, when they're like on team 88, and they're like, but 89 got screwed.
Right.
I mean, when both of you, when you guys were playing, it was about half the All-Stars that there are now.
Oh, yeah.
Guys didn't say no.
Nobody said no.
Now.
Nobody said no.
That means they were half the All-Stars.
I wonder where that trend originated.
Nonchalant.
The trend originated
nonchalant. I don't
once
know.
People figured out they could get their bonus and not come. Yeah, but okay, it's one thing if Chris Sale would say, and Chris Sale's the pro's pro, so he wouldn't say that, but this is his 10th All-Star game.
Mm-hmm.
If he would say, like, okay, I've got this many, like, it's fine, I don't think I'm going to make it. My family, fans, they all understand. But then did, like, the dude that's making his second All-Star team say it, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, he did it, and then I can do it? Or is it just the whole workload management thing that's creeping into all sports now, where, like, if you do anything extra, this is where you could get hurt? It totally is.
I think that's it.
The fear.
Look at your hat.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. It's a WBC symptom.
If he throws 10 extra pitches, he has a 0.01% chance of getting more hurt. It becomes a whole thing.
But we haven't figured out injuries. Obviously, we could talk about this forever, and this is the All-Star game. I want to highlight All-Stars, but throw less. Why? Well, because you're way more healthy when you throw less. Give me a case. Give me a proven case. The best pitchers throw all the time. Zack Wheeler throws all the time. Like, how many times is he hurt? All that stuff. Anyway, I just... Well, the best part about Tristan Peters making the All-Star team, do you know who he played for in 2021?
Who?
The Savannah Bananas.
I actually did not know that.
That's Murakami's... that's why his sign is the Macarena. They do the Macarena. And he's like, why did you choose that for Tristan Peters? He's like, because he played for him.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, he played for the Savannah Bananas.
Wow.
Yeah.
from the Savannah Bananas to the MLB All-Star game.
It's pretty awesome stuff.
That is so cool. We have to get him on. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
If only we
I'm
knew
usually
people.
like the nerd on that kind of stuff, and I did not.
Yeah, he played for the Savannah Bananas.
If only we knew
Tristan Peters
people
kind of
with
snuck right under
Yeah.
the radar for me.
He's having a hell of a year.
Yeah, he's having a great year. Well, let's talk Derby. Let's charge.
Charging the mound.
And Charge the Mound is powered by MLB 9 Innings Rivals 26 and MLB 9 Innings 26. Go check both of them out. App Store, on your phone. They're free. They're great video games. They've got all the All-Stars in there. Let's get into our Home Run Derby preview. What do we think is going to happen player-wise in terms of who's going to perform well, and entertainment-wise in terms of how this is going to look? And hey, Jeff Passan was on our show the other day, and apparently, like, I saw, I get all the social media pop-ups from him and Ken and all the guys, and he thinks it's going to be terrible.
Jeff Passan thinks.
Yeah, he's getting some noise right now because he said it's going to stink. That's what the headline says. I didn't get to see it because I've been running around. I'm sure he explained.
Really? I just think it's going to take forever.
You said.
Because now they can take pitches, right? They get 20 swings. They can just take.
How many? Is there a rule on how many pitches you can take? So that, to me, that's where the first problem is. So you can take 10 pitches and then swing, 10 pitches and then swing. Are you sure?
Nobody's taking. No, I mean, I never read anything about you can't take like there's a limit to the takes.
There should be a limit to takes.
No, I
Is there only
agree.
40 balls, 40 pitches?
Wait.
That's what
20
takes so long. 20 swings?
Swings. That's what you get. 20 swings.
Okay, but
It's a homer. That's one swing.
there
It's an
should
out.
be a limit on takes. And I'll tell you why. Okay, we've been doing a timer for years, right? You need to swing. You take,
Dudes
it's a
aren't.
problem.
Dudes that are in this are not the most egregious that you're going to see is somebody that has the plan like Sammy Sosa did, where auto take one. I call it the travel ball showcase take, where it's like you're just like that was nothing, but for some reason that's going to be their routine.
It clicks you in.
There's not going to be dudes that are like, I got to see five. I got to see five. No, we're not going to see that. I think it's going to be a positive. I really do, and I disagree. Whatever Passan said, I disagree. I think it's going to be great because, one, Citizens Bank has a lot of targets that can be hit. Like, we're going to see where a 500-foot home run lands. It's not just going to, like, land in the abyss of a bullpen or something.
And then
somewhere.
you just rely on StatCast to tell you where it went. Like how the distance.
StatCast is going to be wrong.
Right.
That's why I'm not clicking on any of those bets for my bet because they're gonna manipulate it the way they manipulated Brent Rooker not being in. But two, I think being able to experience each ball that's hit out of the ballpark is going to be engaging. But for how long, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think 20 pitches is going to be that much. 20 swings is going to be that much.
I don't know. I just hope it doesn't take forever. That's the biggest complaint when you ask people about this. It takes so long.
Oh, even with the timer? You thought it took
well,
too
it definitely
long?
took too long before the timer, and the timer improved that, but then they complained the guys were taking too many swings in too short of a time.
Well,
So that's why guys were getting tired.
yeah, you can't follow the ball if there's
I agree.
so many balls flying at the same time.
Because then it just became video, half the flight and video of them swinging because they were always coming back to the swing. And I think it wasn't what I grew up watching the home run derby. And I think this version is a much better version than somebody just going out and hitting 13 in a row and they still only have one out. Because then you're like, now you hit 13 in a row, that's going to be incredible. There's electricity when guys start hitting a bunch in a row. But he's over halfway done then. He's only got 7 more swings.
I think they should do something like where if you get a chain going, like a streak going, they're worth more.
Ooh, like
Right.
video game style?
Yeah,
Right.
like the first one's worth 1, and then if you get another one's worth 2, and then 3, and it like compounds.
Well, at the end,
then
you
you
get
get points.
You don't
The last
finish
swing.
until you.
No, I know, but
Get
I
an
think you
out.
should be able to, if you hit 4, 5, 6 in a row, it should be worth more points. That incentivizes.
Stay hot.
I'll double up on what you're saying. It has to be pitches, not swings in a row.
But then it all comes down to the pitcher.
But it did come down to the pitcher for a while just now, where you have to lay it up in a good spot because any pitch that's not in the right spot is hurting you on the timer.
Yeah.
I know it's not supposed to be about that, but I want someone that knows what they're doing on the mound. This is our time. You're getting our time for 2.5 hours, and I want to see dingers. I don't want to see takes.
Here's what I like about AJ's. I think that puts intrigued. Like before, I don't know if people know it, there used to be a bonus for you hitting it over 450 feet. We had no idea which ball was over 450 feet. It was like, oh, the star's open. Okay, great. So he hit one over 450. Now we're going to be able to see that. And I think what AJ said, it kind of adds that, like, he's on fire, NBA Jam type of, like, video game stuff where it's like, if he hits another one here, the fans, right around the 4 to 5 in a row, the fans start getting amped up. And then, so, like, right in there, maybe 3 to 4, you'd be able to engage the fans. Your third one in a row, you get an extra point. Fourth one is worth 3. Fifth one, I like it.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens. What's going to happen, though, performance-wise? Don't give away your winner. We'll do that later, but, like, give me everything else. Size up. Who should be good? Who might struggle?
Camaro's good. Bryce loves to put on a show. I think.
Who's a sneaky one? Who's the sneaky one for you that people are like, I have no idea he can hit the ball that far?
And who's the Jazz? The Jazz Award.
Wilson.
You don't want to give that out?
Wilson.
You can give it out. It's
Wilson.
okay. This is analysis. Hey, there's one guy who they're all good. They all hit home.
Lowest average launch angle of any of all his home runs of anybody in the.
And that's fine.
Jordan Walker.
Line drive guys struggle more. No.
Jordan Walker to me is a guy that could struggle at this.
Yeah.
Because until this year he's hit so many balls on the ground.
Okay.
He's made an adjustment, but to me it's Harper's done it. Schwarber's done it. Camaro's done it. Murakami, I'm sure, has done one of these in Japan before. Right? To me, it's the young guys, the new guys that usually the first time have a little bit of a hard time.
You want launch angle, though, right? Like you want.
Yeah. I want big guys, and I want launch angle.
So two things. One, maybe it mattered more in the past, but now it's not, you're not on a clock. So like, get that real lofty swing going, and the baseball's juiced, so it's going to go a little more.
That's what I can't wait for. Just playing here. I don't know how much you played here. You know, you were in the other league, so until you played for the Braves, you probably didn't play. But I just love watching and because remembering where dudes hit home runs. Like I think it was in Sports Illustrated, Barry Bonds hit the THP sign that was on the third deck one time when he was here as a visitor. So I want to see if dudes can get to that spot. But I love the distance. I love seeing how far these balls go, and I think Cags is going to hit the ball farther than people expect.
I think he's going to hit
You
the ball far.
You got to pick guy. You also want a guy that can hit it, not just pull home runs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
you need a
want
guy that
outfields?
you just need a guy that can run like Caglione can get a ball out and still go to left, right?
Especially here.
Yeah. So that to me, I think lefties have an advantage here because I think it's a shorter porch to right, and if they're strong enough to still go to left, which Caglione could do. But it ends up happening every year. It's not who you expect to win that wins most of the time. So, I mean, other than when obviously Judge won or Stan won, but most of the time it's like, oh, this guy's going to win. Oh, wait, this guy got hot as fire and he made it. I think
this park is so tiny. We were talking to Todd on Friday, and he did it in Great American Small Park. Philly is very close. There's a little bit of excitement in Monty's corner in left center, but that's really like center field, just left of center. But even that's still short because it jets in. Like we're going to see some. I think Schwarber's going to hit the farthest one.
Do you see the odds from BetMGM there on
Schwarber's
who they
moved.
think's going to win? Schwarber at plus 300, and for the podcast crowd, I just want to read them. Junior Caminero plus 425, Murakami plus 475, Jack Cag plus 650, Jordan Walker plus 800, Ben Rice plus 850. They've got Bryce down at plus 850, and then Contreras plus 1500. They basically are like no chance. But
Junior Caminero was a plus 1100 last year, and he got second place. So
yeah,
I know this is the winning board, but to me, Schwarber's lines moved. Schwarber was at like plus 175.
Oh, so moved back.
So his moved.
Yeah.
And Harper's is, to me, that's the value. If we're talking about value,
Yeah.
I don't, unless there's something with the whole Dino Evil thing, like maybe they think he hasn't had him throw to him yet, but Schwarber probably talked him up. So
He plays for the enemy, so maybe he's going to rig it. No, I'm kidding. But
No, he's going to want to wear him out.
yeah. Hey, we should take more swings.
Dino walked by earlier. We should have asked him.
Oh, Dino was here? He was right around here?
Right before he went on, he walked
Yeah.
by.
He's throwing a Harper, by the way, for the crowd that doesn't
is he
know.
throwing just to Harper?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Who's throwing? I want to
There's
know
guys that
who's
throw
throwing to
to
each
both.
person. That's
There's
important.
guys that throw to more than one.
No.
Yes.
There is?
I don't know about this year. Other
There
years
has
there
been.
has been. 100%.
It was like the BP thrower just threw. This is before it became cool to bring
Now
your
it's
own
like a
guy.
thing,
Now
yeah.
bring your own guy, yeah.
They haven't done that recently, have they? I feel
Sure
like
they
it's
have.
like part of your thing is like, oh, and like here's Cal Raleigh, and throwing to him is, I feel like it's
His
been that.
uncle's
Here's
cousin's
Bryce,
nephew's
and throwing
sister.
it is his dad. Yeah.
His
All right.
favorite YouTube TV show host, AJ Pierzynski, throwing to Wilson Contreras. Would you do it? I could. I could finish, right? But would you do it if he walked by from the Players Hotel, which is right down the street, and said, Poppy, you and I, we created a little bit of havoc in Boston. I want you to throw to me. Would you be ready to throw tonight in the Derby to Wilson Contreras?
Yeah, I could do it. I need about 10 throws to get all the scar tissue in my shoulder to break up. that would be fine.
There you go.
I need a. Okay.
Clickety click.
Okay, we're good. That's how I used to get ready for the seasons. I throw BP to my old high school. I'd go there and throw all 4 groups.
It's a lot of, yep. And you get your good backspin. You're
Yeah.
throwing right down the middle. It's a target. Couldn't agree more.
Oh, that was the players leaving.
I could
All
tell.
that racket.
I was like, what is going on? Are they finding America's Most Wanted? No, it's the players getting the police escort. We're right near where the players are. We've got a couple combos that we just had with Chris Sale and Max Muncy that we're going to show you soon. But anyway, first off, that's our Derby thoughts. Props to MLB Rivals 2026 and MLB 9 Innings 26 on your phone's App Store today. Go download it, and we will be back with Max Muncy coming up next. That conversation you'll have here on FT. First, Bryce Harper take us to break. In one moment, Bryce Harper will be taking us to break. We need Bryce. Bryce is over there.
Bryce
right?
was just down there.
Yeah, he was. We'll get him. We'll get him.
This wasn't live. He's taking us to break, though.
Yes, he will.
He will.
We'll get Bryce. Don't worry. He's coming soon. He's a little busy right now, Bryce. He's got a lot going on.
I mean,
The,
how much?
the commissioner's pick.
That's what I was going to say. Who's busier, Schwarber or Bryce at the hometown team?
Bryce, I know. Because Bryce had his Under Armour signing right next to us.
Right.
But I'm saying somebody's the marshal, like Julio Rodriguez had to be the marshal out at the Seattle All-Star game. Who's the marshal here?
Bryce is busier
That'd be
than
Bryce, right?
Kyle. Yes.
That would be
But
the
they're
question.
both quite busy. But here's Bryce.
Oh my goodness, what did Harper do to that chicken? That is not how you draw it up. Bryce Harper's on fire! You a Red Velvet guy?
From the first tap to the last out, MLB 9 Innings Rivals always brings baseball to life.
big second half of the season coming up. There might be a hot ticket, a rivalry series, a sold-out experience that you need to get your hands on. And SeatGeek is the spot for that. You can find good pricing. They help you with the pricing. Green dot, good. Red dot, not as good. And they help you with your view of the seat for some big matchups coming up in August, September, and eventually leading up to playoffs.
Why would you not use SeatGeek? If you want to view from your seat, you want to know if it's a good seat, if it's a good deal, it has all of it on the app. It's easy to use. It's one click, boom. You buy the tickets, they send them right to you. You get them on the app, and then you can go check out whatever game, whatever you're a fan of, you can go to, whether it's baseball, whether it's concerts, whatever you're into, you can find a ticket, and you can always try to find the green dot on SeatGeek.
And for MLB tickets, you can get 10% off with that promo code we're running all season long, Territory10. That's Territory10 off your next set of MLB tickets at SeatGeek. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. I love that intro. We usually do it and say hi on a little screen, and here he is in person, the All-Star Max Muncy with us. Good to see you, man. How was the trip?
It was long. Got in, got into the hotel at 4 this morning, so it's all right.
They couldn't have given you guys like a 9 a.m. game to get you all here earlier? Your whole team is here.
Well, that's what they decided.
What's the itinerary like for you?
Well, I got this right now.
Yeah.
And then eat some food, and then do all the stuff at the hotel, and then head over to the field. So it's not much chance to lay down and rest.
Is it too much for a first timer? This is your third time, but is it too much and you can't handle it, or is it like, do people guide you through the whole process?
I don't think there's such thing as too much for a first timer. The whole experience is wonderful. You're going to be tired by the end of it, but it's really hard to complain about it. It's an awesome experience that I hope everyone gets to enjoy it.
Do they do the autographs at the hotel now, or do they still do them in the clubhouse?
The last time I did it was still in the clubhouse, so makes for a long day at the clubhouse, signing all that stuff.
Yes, because what people don't understand is you go into a room in the clubhouse, and there is 3,000 things you have to sign.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I mean, it is just everything, right?
It's
Balls, bats, jerseys, wine ball, anything they can come up with. And it's like a production line. You just
they usually move all the furniture out of the clubhouse, and they just fill that with tables. So whatever they can put on the table, they'll stick in there, and you got to sign it.
You have to? Like, is there somebody that's like, Max, I saw you skip that box? Or are they like, we trust that you're going to sign this stuff?
We trust.
Okay.
No, there's a like a roster, and when you're done, you scratch your name off.
For each,
for each thing. No, literally there'll be a box of balls, and there's a roster. When you're done, you just go, done.
What would you change about this whole process that you'd be like, man, this would get more guys to show up. This would get more guys to not be exhausted after the 2 days. What would you change, since you're a vet of this game now?
I mean, the thing that I would change, and it'd be tough to change, is you add like an extra day in there so that people can get somewhere. Not we're not having 5 a.m. check-ins. Because there was teams that showed up after us last night. So if there's any way to make it less exhausting, that'd be what I would change. I don't know how you would do that, but I think the answer is maybe just add in an extra day.
Would it be better if you had the day before the All-Star game off for you physically? Or would you rather go, I'm playing, I'm not even doing anything on Monday, that's my off day?
I mean, it's essentially what's going to happen today is,
okay.
Well, we have workout day, I guess you call it, but, there's not too many guys that will go through a full workout. It's more just you get to hang out with the guys, watch the home run derby, try to sign all the stuff you need to sign, and, just enjoy it.
Did they ask you to do the derby?
I was never asked.
Would you have done it?
No, I wouldn't have done it.
Too tired, or just don't want to ruin your swing, or what?
The tired aspect, and been healthy this year, and I'm trying to keep it that way. I don't want to have the recurring oblique injury pop up because I'm trying to swing too hard for no reason at all.
Who do you think?
You're svelte now, that's why, though. So you're more svelte than you used to be, so that's why.
Sure.
Skinny.
You are? He looks great.
He looks great. Gluten-free, dairy-free.
He's like Scott. No onions.
Yes, Scott.
No onions.
No, that's a
He
red.
just does. He does.
I just have an allergy.
I was like, no, I've never heard of that one before.
Max is like, wait. There's home run hitters that don't eat onions?
That's the key.
That's the key. That's what it is.
Yeah.
He's like, I already got 40 homers. I went
Yeah.
60. Who do you think's going to win it then? If you're going to watch it, or at least the beginning of it, maybe not the whole thing because it gets late. Who do you think has the advantage?
I mean, one of the hometown guys would be a safe bet. You know, either between Schwarber or Harper. I think one of those guys is a pretty safe bet for this one.
Will you watch the whole thing?
We'll see. I'm gonna let that decision be made by my kids. So they're gonna come down on the field with me, and that's gonna be a great time. And if they're ready to go, they're ready to go. But
This is their first time.
this is their first time.
That's cool. Are they excited?
They're really excited. My daughter's more excited about dressing up for tomorrow than really anything else. But it's gonna be a good time.
Do they understand like what this all is?
No,
No.
but they don't need to.
Right.
It's all right.
What do you tell them? Like, when they say, where are we going?
We tell them we're going to the All-Star game, but they understand it's special, but just don't understand the full, exactly what it is.
Right. Like, how few people get invited to this on the entire planet where anyone that's ever picked up a bat wants to be here? They don't grasp, like, hey, this is
Not
the
yet.
ultimate spot.
Probably still a little too young to fully realize that.
Do you pick out your outfit? You said your daughter's excited about the outfit. Do you pick out your own outfit and think you're gayest?
No, I don't pick mine out.
Who picks it out?
My wife.
And is it going to match her, or is she like, I just want you to be plain so that I can...
It is a plain design, but it matches her.
Okay.
And that was
How long
why.
now do you have to start planning your outfit?
Well, again, I didn't plan it.
It's not
So
When did she
start planning it? Come to you for summit. She's not just going to make you show up in something and say, Max, you have to wear this.
probably about a week and a half ago, maybe.
So right when you found out.
Yeah,
How do you get a suit that fast?
we got a guy.
Wow.
Come on.
Okay.
There's good.
It's LA. It's LA. There's a guy.
That's LA.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's that look that you see
When I
right
was in
now.
All-Star game, we didn't have the red carpet, so I didn't care.
That look is jealousy right now because he went and met the Pope. I don't know if you heard, and he needed a suit. And
Couldn't
that's the second time in the last calendar year because he did the BBWAs to do Drake Baldwin, and he was like, I got to get this tuxedo, and it's got so he's jealous. That was a look of jealousy because he wants people that have connections like that.
Yeah, well, you got to go out to LA. There's plenty of people in LA that'll make you a suit in a couple of days.
That's the difference between LA and Orlando.
That's one of many. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Max, how excited were you for Robleski that he got the call?
Oh, pumped! Yeah, we were all pumped for him. He's pitched great for us this first half, and he's definitely deserved it. I know maybe not as many strikeouts as people like for the All-Stars, but he wins his games. And ultimately, for me, I care about the wins, and that's the most important thing to me.
He found out 2 days ago
Yeah.
or yesterday.
That's
So
right.
he might not have been able to get
I
a
was
suit.
going to
man.
say,
that might
he able to get a suit. That's what I wanted to know.
That might have been a quick turnaround, but we'll see what he goes with.
So does he send out someone shopping today in Philly to get something for tomorrow?
I mean, maybe Yoshinobu took care of him. I'm sure Yama's got a guy that might have some hookups there.
Just knock it out real quick. What was that like? Because you guys all found out. Does Dave do something? Did somebody else on the team announce it in front of everybody?
Doc held a meeting in the clubhouse, team meeting, and then he had all the folders, and he just gives little speeches for each guy and hands out the folders. And that was actually a really cool moment for me because I got to have my son in the locker room during that moment. And I'd asked Dave beforehand and say, hey, is that all right if Wyatt's in there? And I said, yeah, absolutely. And so when he called my name, he actually gave the folder to Wyatt, and he wasn't letting anyone touch that. That was all his.
That's cool.
That's so awesome.
One Shohei question for you. Did you see him going through this with the knee for the past month or so?
Yeah, I mean, it's been bugging him. You can clearly tell. But he didn't let it bother him at all. He didn't let it affect him. He didn't use it as an excuse. But when he's running the bases, you can see him and you can tell.
Okay. And then roster question in terms of who's here. So 2 for you. 1, derby-wise. We had Hunter Goodman on the other day. You faced him plenty, right? I don't know what he ended up with, but he been like top 3 in homers the whole year. He's on with us. He's like, we said, you're definitely getting invited. How does someone like that not get invited? He's an all-star. He's a catcher. He's on pace for like 50 homers.
I have no idea. I have no idea how that process works. I don't know who they decide to ask, who they decide to talk to, like how that comes about. You'd think they would just go off the top home run hitters and work backwards from there. But apparently that's not how they do it. So I have no idea how they make those decisions.
We talked about it the other day. They invited Caglione, who's not an all-star. I was asking AJ, because I was never a big league all-star. Is it more awkward for the big league all-stars to see a guy that's not in the all-star game doing, in my opinion, their marquee event outside of the game is the derby, or do you think it's more awkward for Jack to come in, or a player's just like, yeah, whatever, come on, hit some dingers?
Well, I did it in 18 and I wasn't an all-star. So
I don't know that. Perfect person.
Perfect person.
I don't think it's too awkward for anybody.
Okay.
At least in my experience, I didn't think it was. Because if you're the derby participant, you kind of just show up right before the derby, so you're not involved in the entire day. And so you just show up, you do the derby, and then you're out. And so I don't really think it's that big of a deal if you're not part of the actual.
And then you left after the derby?
Yeah.
You weren't there Tuesday or anything? Nope. You came in, you got your uniform, you go to the cage and get loose or whatever, do your derby, and then as soon as you're done, you're out?
Yep.
Okay.
So it's really just you come in for. It's kind of a hassle for the guy to come in for one day. For me, I didn't think it was that big of a deal because I was going to see family on the East Coast anyways. But yeah, you come in for one day, really just 1 hour, get loose, try to hit some bombs, and see you later.
Well, see, my argument is I think they should have the best home run hitters on the planet. To the point of, I don't care if you're an all-star or not. I want to see dudes that can hit dingers with the best of them, so we have the best. It's even to the point of like the winner of the AAA home run derby. Like, bring in different aspects to the derby that we haven't seen. Is that too far?
Well, they've always had the high school guys in between the rounds,
Which I think is so cool when you're actually watching.
I think I remember Blaze Jordan did it in 2019, maybe.
Yep.
I remember seeing him hit balls really far in Cleveland, and I think Bobby Witt did it in 2018, actually.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, they've had a lot. The high schoolers do it's like the halftime kind of show, right?
Yeah, and so I think in 2018, Bobby Witt was one of the guys. Because I remember talking to him, because I lived not too far from him.
They did on Friday, though, don't they?
No. They do it to get the 2 finalists. Then the finalists participate in between. They kind of get to hang around the guys. It's really cool. And it's fun. People get into it because you see, like, 18-year-olds that are hitting tanks. So it's cool.
They got those juiced metal bats. So it doesn't really count, but...
the kid that played with my son that was in it. So I don't know if I don't know how he did, but I know he was in it. So I should probably reach out to him.
If he's top 2, then he's in.
I know.
Who are you most excited to spend a little bit of time with? Is there somebody here? You get to hang out with so much star power. You've been here before, but is there somebody here where you're like, oh, I can't wait to see this guy and get to talk to him for a little bit?
I mean, it's just everybody. I don't know if there's one person in particular, but I think it's just a cool experience that you're around the best in the game, and you get to be teammates with guys that you're not only teammates with for a couple of days, and to me that's always a fun experience.
Mm-hmm. Is there any worry in Dodgerland after this past weekend? Are you guys worried?
No.
Well, you guys lost 3 games in a row. I
I did get asked how do we regain our confidence.
Exactly.
No. Yeah, that was one of the questions post game. I made a bad error, so you have to answer about that. And one guy was like, "How do you regain your confidence after the break?" And I was just like, "Yeah,
exactly."
I want you to answer that with sarcasm, right? Like, did you see Paul Skeens the other day when they asked about Ryan O'Hearn? He was like, selfish. He was, guys were on base and he's just killing rallies and all that. Like, just because you get the same questions over and over, do you ever either do that or have that thought where you're like, I don't know if we can regain our confidence after that? 3 in a row to the Diamondbacks after 2 titles and
there's sometimes when it's really hard to not be super sarcastic about it. one of the questions I did get asked was, do you think guys were maybe looking ahead to the break too much? And it's really hard to not just say, yeah, like it's like the last week of school. Like, again, we're an older team, we're retired, and guys were ready for a couple of days off. So, I mean, probably
You guys have like a 15-game lead.
So yeah, I mean,
it's like we're gonna be okay, guys.
we can lose a game here and there. It's okay.
When
But
do you guys open second half?
New York, Philly, New York.
Oh, so you're just staying here then?
Yeah, I got 2 weeks on the East Coast, so
Nice.
That's crazy. Will the family stay out too?
yeah. So it's gonna be Philly, New York, back and forth, and then we have a DC trip mixed in on our great off day.
Are you going to the White House?
Yes.
The whole team is going, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I mean. Because I saw Kike's thing the other day.
Well, he's not here.
I know, but
he's gonna be on rehab.
But it became such a big thing.
Oh yeah, I mean it always becomes a big thing.
I know exactly, but the team is going.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for
And
me,
you've been before, right?
yeah,
I don't care.
I've been twice.
Politics, I don't care about politics at all, right? But when the president asks you, I don't care who the president. I mean, I was there when Bush was there. I got to go when Clinton was there. I got to go when Obama was there. They're both sides, right?
Yeah.
If the president calls you and says, "Hey, will you come?" It's hard to say, "I'm going to pass an opportunity to go to like one of the most special places in our country."
I mean, for me, it's a celebration of your team accomplishing the ultimate goal.
Exactly.
And for me, that's something that I want to be there to celebrate with the team. It's not about anything else other than, you accomplished the ultimate goal in winning the World Series the previous year. What you do is you celebrate that as a team. You go and you meet the president. And for me, that's really all it is just a celebration of the team. And it's honestly as simple as that.
Perfect. Is there a cooler honor? Like going to the White House, AJ just met the Pope, like shook hands with him. Would there be a cooler honor than those two things that you're like, because he's met every famous person. Is there somebody that you're like, we win the World Series this year, I want to meet that person or go to that place?
Oh, man. I don't know.
So you've done it all.
LA, man, it's LA.
Everybody
They have
comes
everybody
through
there every day.
Yeah, people come through.
Yeah.
I mean, he's told us on the show. Everybody
man.
comes through.
At least once a homestand, 6:00 in the locker room, there'll be someone famous walking through there. So,
It's Tuesday. It's just another day, right?
Yeah. I don't know if I have an answer to that question for you.
That's fair. Well, good to see you. Enjoy the fam time. Get a little rest somewhere. At least you're staying on the East Coast for a couple weeks. That actually made me happy to hear. But thanks for stopping by, and we love having you on.
Of course. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thank you. That's Max Muncy. We'll be right back. Hey, for the families out there looking for a different path to help your child succeed at home, look into K-12 powered schools. K-12 offers tuition-free accredited online public education for students in K through 12, all in a setting that works for your family. Todd, Father, you've done the homeschooling thing in the past. I know you liked it.
Yeah, I did. I liked it a lot. All my kids have done it before. It's an opportunity for them to stay at home and enjoy school just as much. They learn a lot. And this is an opportunity for families that are on the go too as well. They have to understand, listen, can't be at a regular school at all times. I need my child to be doing this, whether it's an athletic career or whatever stature they are at. And we loved every second of it. And I think it is an easy opportunity for some children.
See how K-12 powered schools can help unlock your child's full potential. Enroll today at k12.com/foul. That's the letter K, the number 12.com/FOUL. K12.com/foul. All right, we got 2 minutes, and then we are going to talk about some surprises heading into the break. But, I mean, here's one. Bob Nightingale throwing his Sunday notes out there and saying Skubal has informed friends he badly wants to stay in Detroit for the rest of the season and has zero appetite to be traded. And
Yeah.
the way they're playing lately, yeah.
But also, does any player really want to be traded in the last year of their contract when they've been
Yes.
with one organization?
Many do want to be traded because
They get no
it takes the
qualifying.
qualifying offer away. So that's the whole thing.
Yeah, but still, I mean, he's been there his whole life. They've come close to making the World Series before. he comes across as someone that's intensely loyal, especially to the Tigers. This does not surprise me. But also at the end of the day, he has no say over it. If Scott Harris comes to him and says, "Hey, Tarik, guess what? We can get all of whoever's farm system for you." It's a great run, buddy. Thank you.
That's
the
the crappy part of, and why it's important to have things in your contract. I loved hearing it. When I first read that, like I was thinking, I'm like, I don't think there's an angle to it. I think he really likes Detroit. I think he's connected with Detroit. I think he also has lived out his entire contract since he's been drafted with Detroit, where, you know what, at the beginning, it didn't look like it was going to be what we know of Tarik Skubal now. There was injuries. He was a later pick. They took not a flyer because he's, a Cy Young winner, 2-time Cy Young winner, but they took a flyer on him out of a no-name college.
Yep, it's home. Let's talk first half surprises. Most surprising situation brewing in the first half of the season. Let's make it a little more current too, like what has transpired over the past couple weeks heading into the break that makes you go, oh, okay, that changes the way I'm talking about this team. Red Sox are on fire suddenly. That's a good example.
Sacramento.
The other way.
Losing 9 in a row going into the break, getting swept by the White Sox.
Season over.
Season's over. They're 14 or 15 games under 500. The Red Sox, you mentioned.
Well, we said season's over for, well, I don't know if we said it that harshly.
I don't think we said it that harshly for Boston because of where they are.
Yeah.
And, they still had Sonny Gray, and they have some pitching, obviously, that's great. But Oakland, I swear I'll never not call them Oakland for the rest of my life. It's like impossible, even when they are in Vegas. The Athletics, to me, this was supposed to be the year where they really were supposed to contend. And they have I know injuries have hit them, but they can't pitch at all. And they're a team like this with Langoliers, and I know Kurtz is out, but they fired their pitching coach. They've tried all this stuff. They're 14 games. What was that? 14 or 14 games under 500. 41 and 55. They were in first place like 3 weeks ago.
It was a collapse.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
What happened to Boston on the other way?
They had a late flight. Not the most recent late flight. They had a late flight. They were coming home, a place that before that, everyone was like, even their players were like, oh, there's a lot of distractions here. They had a terrible home record. Yankees came in for 4, swept them out of town.
Schlittler was that first one.
Schlittler, the Yankees gave him that game because of Ahmed Rosario
errors, yeah.
And then Durbin pumped one right over the monster, and then they have just rolled. To win 9 straight going into the break, I know what it's like to lose 5 straight going into the break, and that sucks when you're in a race. To win 9 straight, you don't want the break to come because everything they're doing. They got in at 5 o'clock into the stadium for a 7 o'clock game, and they went out and beat the Mets. It's the Mets, but they went out and beat them. They took care of business, and then they ended up finishing out the series for 3 straight series sweeps. What's going right? They're just figuring out ways to win games.
No.
I think their lineup.
I won't accept that.
I think their
Give me
lineup
more.
is still suspect in the sense that who is going to be the guy that's going to carry it? Is Jarren Duran? This series, they just swept the Mets. Jarren Duran's first hit was his last at bat of the series.
I want Siegler, Monasterio. Those are the guys that were doing it over the weekend.
Here's what they do. They pitch. Totally has been great. Sonny Gray has been incredible. The other big lefty they have, Bennett, has been ridiculously good. Mm-hmm. Their pitching has been been so good. With Chapman at the back end, and then you throw Whitlock and the rest of those guys in there in the bullpen, and the way their starters have been going, that's what's been for me. You can say their offense isn't that great, but they pitch their asses off on this team.
They have.
And that's the thing.
No, but I don't think we've ever questioned. We're talking about what's different. We've never questioned that they didn't have good pitching. That's why they didn't fire any of the pitching when they fired all those guys early in the season.
Yeah, it was the hitting.
It was all the hitting.
Well, and they're 30th in homers, 29th in.
They should hire Caleb Durham.
That's what I'm saying. They're still not. I don't think.
He's the one that did it. Caleb Durbin's private hitting coach, whatever his name is, since he met with him, he has been a different guy. So maybe they need to hire him.
But that's why I'm saying maybe I'm not believing it as much. And that's why the answer was the answer. I don't know.
So then they should be buying.
They're going to buy. I think they're buying hitters.
You can do that at the break.
Okay. You can
at
buy
the
hitters.
deadline, at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Who are you replacing?
They need a right-handed bat somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm saying
Jared Duran's in about 190.
who are you replacing?
Yoshida. He ain't doing nothing. He's not doing nothing.
No. Look up and down the lineup.
Roll Brady's all right.
Yes. But if you but I'm saying there's no way that front office is going to say we're fine replacing this person. You look at the Phillies. The Phillies need a right-handed bat. They're fine replacing Derek Hill, who I think is still doing really well for the Phillies. You're fine replacing the Red Sox. Have a lot of young guys that I just don't know if they're going to go out and say we can get Joe Adele to replace who in our outfield because he's a right-handed hitter. I'm not saying he's the answer. I'm just saying I need the example.
And if you can trade Jaron Duran and get multiple players back, and one of them is
I get what you're saying, though. He's saying, like, you've got Duran, you've got
they're very
Sagan.
left-hand heavy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very left-hand heavy.
Okay.
And they, for years, we've been saying they need Wilson Contreras has been their right-handed pop, really, but they still needed somebody else. So if Jaron Duran's always the name that's bannered about. So if you could trade a Jaron Duran and get a right-handed guy back, would you do it to a team? There's got to be a team out there that needs a left-handed hitting outfielder.
Yeah,
I haven't dug into it because we're still weeks away from that. But listen, the Red Sox deserve a lot of credit. I'm looking at the standings. The Rays, obviously, set 3 games ahead of the Yankees. Everyone thought the Yankees were going to run away with it, right? The White
It sounds
Sox,
like they might be aggressive, too. Sorry to interrupt, but it's Bob Nightingale's notes yesterday said they might go after Skubal.
Skubal's the perfect fit for them.
Yeah, and on the offensive side, they like Ketel Marte. I don't know if he'll actually be available. Plus, he's got the no trade. They said a rise. Like he was bringing up like legit names.
The Rays will do that. The Rays will go for a 1 year, a half a year guy.
Do it.
They're happy to do that.
American League is down. This is the year.
But I mean, look at we can go division by division. The White Sox in first place. Nobody had that.
What's going on there?
They can hit. There's energy in that ballpark. They can hit.
It's the opposite of the team from 3-4 years
yes,
ago.
they look like they know how to play baseball.
Yeah.
So they brought energy.
And they want to play.
Yes, and they like each other. They're happy to come to the park because
they're winning.
But also, it's just
you think that's it?
It just looks like a better group, and it looks like they get along better. And then they're all young, so
they're healthier.
They're healthier, and you throw in they come to the ballpark, and there's a crowd there, which because they're winning, there's a crowd there. Which I don't care what team you are. Like we can use the Mets. The Mets are supposed to be great. The Mets don't win. Citi Field, there's nobody there. Sorry. That's the way this works. If you win, you get more people. If you lose, you don't. Everybody likes to go watch a winner because when you go to a game, you want to have fun, you want to enjoy it. And let's say you take your kids to the game, you want your kids to remember them winning. You don't want your kids to go there and say, "Oh, the dang White Sox lost again. Oh, this is why I'm embarrassed to be a White Sox fan." No. So that to me, and they just have a different energy about it, and they have the whole Mike Vassell with his wand and all. Cool, like great. It's fun. It's fun to be a White Sox fan again, which means listen, they're 50-45. They're 5 games over, but they're in first place.
That's like the record of every AL team.
That's the really good AL teams are 5 over.
5 over.
I think that's where Will Venable gets a ton of credit because he got to play with these guys, or he got to coach these guys, manage these guys last year, and now they come back and it's another year. This is what the Tigers. This is what Scott Harris said was going to happen with the Tigers. Well, they're just getting a year older. The White Sox are actually doing it.
Yeah.
I don't think the White Sox have enough pitching, but that can be addressed. Obviously, to me, my last thing, the Guardians. The way the Guardians finished the last half of the first half, I guess, sweeping a really good Marlins team to end the half, the fact that they were doing all of this, staying within striking range of the White Sox without Jose Ramirez. I think that is one of the more undercover, and it's standard. Nobody knows what the Guardians are doing. It's the way they played with who they played with. I think they're impressive.
So, like when we go through the standings, Rangers in first place, barely over 500. Mariners under 500 at the
whole
break.
West.
But my thing with the West is I still think the Mariners are going to go on some run.
But what's wrong with them? Why are they under 500? We're almost 100 games in. They're 97 games deep. There's only 40 games in it. We're almost 100 games in. They're under 500.
most of the time it's the same problem.
Yeah. Okay. Braves are in first place still. Fine. Phillies are coming. Great. Marlins are a great story. They're in playoff position.
There's one other team in the National League that has gotten really hot, but it's over a longer stretch. It's like since, I think, beginning of June, where their record's really strong. Another now, that one for sure. There's one more in that same.
Phillies?
Cubs.
Oh, the Cubs are on fire. But they're still 5-0. The Brewers just got whooped by Pittsburgh.
And, Miz has a little bit of a tired arm. Kyle Harrison on the IL. Woodruff's on the IL. There's a lane for the Cubs to make this a good race in the National League.
Yeah. Are you buying the Cubs? Are you buying them? Because just remember what they did 15 straight or whatever early in the season. Just remember.
Yeah, that they're streaky.
And then they go back.
I like their defense a lot.
Oh, that's what they're built for.
Yes. I think their hitting is more of the win streak hitting than the losing streak hitting, so I like them. The pitching is the concern for me. So here, I'm buying the Cubs if the Cubs are buying the Cubs.
They'll buy.
Jed Hoyer said if we're not a buy team, then we're not as aggressive.
They're a
I
buy
hope
team.
that
They're
he's
in the
wrong.
postseason.
No, but he's saying
he wants a division.
there was a quote, you remember, I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, we really buy if we have a chance at the buy, B-Y-E.
Oh, BYE.
And I'm like, why? Wildcard teams can
Yeah,
do
Wildcard
damage.
teams
And also,
actually do a lot of damage.
you don't know if you're going to be if you're within 4 or 5 games of the Brewers, just grab 2 starters. I know it's not that easy, but they need starting pitching, well, pitching in general, because they're down half their arms.
We talked about that, and I thought about it after the show. I hate that comment because a GM saying stuff like that, what is that? How does that permeate to the field with the dudes who are grinding?
You guys tell me.
They're always going to want to win. Nobody cares what the front office says. I understand that, but I think it is a soft rhetoric to spit to your players that, oh, well, we're only really in this if we're going to get a bye in the first round.
Well, he said we're only in this, but he said that's when they would be serious buyers. Oh, I know. You know what AJ would do in the clubhouse if he heard that quote. He'd be like, come on, guys, we got to win today. If we don't get the bye, we don't get more players. You would definitely be saying that.
Of course. And by the way, before we go, I know we got to go. Derek Sheldon deserves a ton of credit with what he's done with the Twins, with their injuries and where they're at.
True.
I mean, they're a sneaky good team. Ollie Marmol and the Cardinals. Don Kelly. Yeah, but they're still right there.
Yeah.
Don Kelly with the Pirates. I mean, there's some
Nationals.
teams. Nationals definitely with things, but they're starting to.
Right, but just the fact that they did this for half a year at this level.
Listen, I was on a team in 2015 with the Braves. We were 41-41. And about to go to the break, and we traded away our whole team for no reason. We were ahead of the Mets in 2015. They went to the World Series. We almost lost 100 games. So, yeah.
Things can change in these last few months very quickly. All right, we'll step aside. Remember, we still have a Chris Sale combo coming your way soon. Many people have this problem. I want to eat healthy. I have the willpower. I don't have the time and the organization. I need help. What do you do?
I mean, you go to Factor. I got 2 boys that are looking for the gains, and they always come in the house looking for food. Now they have actual healthy food that is great for them. And you know what? It's ready in the fridge for them to pop in and make it right away.
And they have meals built around your goals. It could be weight loss, overall nutrition, gains, more protein, fresh, never frozen, over 100 rotating weekly meals, including globally inspired flavors like Mediterranean and Asian. I get all kinds of different salads from Factor that I love. Quick, easy. They can be ready in 2 minutes. Head to factormeals.com/FOUL50OFF and use code FOUL50OFF to get 50% off and free daily greens per box with new subscription only while supplies last until 9/27/2026. Did you guys see this back and forth with the Royals and Vinny Pasquantino and Lucas Ursig, and then the Orioles, Blaze Alexander, who got hit by a pitch and is going to miss some time now, which sucks, right? What is it, the fracture? Is it a fracture?
Non-displaced fracture.
Yeah, which sucks. But there was back and forth. Vinny said basically in his Vinny P way, like, we're not trying to hit you. So you guys can read the screen right now and say some of the big parts of it, right?
Yeah.
we had some. Vinny was like, we had some up and in pitches.
I mean,
and he was saying like he's confident right now, but like we're not trying to hit him. Blaze just replied this morning and said, "Weird take. Never thought it was intentional, but the 2 quick pitches to try and catch me off guard led me to now missing games. Thanks for the compliments, though, Bigfoot." His reply to Vinny P on Twitter. While Ursik said, I do quick pitch people. That's part of my game. So help me out here.
That's what he was pissed about. He was pissed about the quick pitches.
But he does that.
But guys always are chirping.
Yeah, but it's legal.
I know, I'm saying it's not legal. I just think if you're not good enough to get me out of the regular stuff, why do you get to cheat to get me out?
But it's not. If it's cheating, then make it illegal.
But this is a little bit of the inside. Dudes chirp about it.
Oh, we got pitch all the time.
They love it.
No, guys, hitters hate it.
That's like
hitters just. LaTroy Hawkins was the first one to ever do it, and I'd be like, LaTroy, you can't get anyone out. You got to do this, and he's like, whatever works.
And the same thing, like dude's walking back after swinging it 3 straight breaking balls, and he's walking back to the dugout. Throw me your fastball.
Yeah.
Like, hit the curveball. Like, it's constant chirping.
And CC and Betances, even our buddy, when people are bunting on them,
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's got a complaint. Here he is, All-Star Chris Sale with us in Philadelphia. Chris, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. We really appreciate it. And how was the first half for you? Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was good. Playing for a winning team is always fun. We had our ups and downs, but we got a good clubhouse, good fan base, so it makes it a lot of fun.
Did you recover from your July 4th start?
My July 4th start?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I glazed you for 5 or 6 innings straight. And so, I didn't know if you had recovered yet.
What happened?
I did the Braves-Mets July 4th game, and he started.
Yeah.
And we just every inning was a package about how great Chris Sale was, how great. We ran his debut, and then we ran his next, and then we did this. And it was like, jeez.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to go back and watch that because I don't know if I've heard too many nice things come out of his mouth about me. So you just made my day, and I'm about to go rewatch my first start ever.
Let's make sure you understand. It's a 1-for-1 glazing. He mentioned AJ, and then he mentioned you. Then he mentioned AJ catching him. I caught him. I was there for his first start.
Nope.
I've seen this from.
Yeah, it was like a little kid on a raft with the string. He just kind of was like pulling me along. When I first got to the big leagues.
Yeah, you were like an 86 to 88 guy. He unlocked a lot for you.
Yeah.
He showed his first outing. It was so fast. He walked Brian Roberts on 4 pitches.
And then Nick Markakis got him 0-2.
And he threw one up, and then he got a little bleeder, and then he took him out, right? But what was funny is I said, you know what, the thing for me, you never threw a slider in that whole outing, but I had no idea anything that you had, because he literally came from college.
We've known each other for 3 minutes.
Yeah, and they're like, hey, nice to meet you. What do you got? I have a fastball slider. He's out there going, oh. It was a tie game. They brought him in a tie game in the 8th inning on the road in Baltimore in his first big league outing.
And I had coffee on my jersey. I was in shambles. I was in absolute shambles in my major league debut. We had a lot going on, so we got through that.
You met him pregame, though, right?
For like a second.
Okay, good. And then on the mound, you're like, hey, what pitches do you have? And he was like, coffee, jersey.
Yeah.
That's it.
Do I have pitches yet? I don't know. I'll follow you.
AJ's like touching the coffee, just making sure it's not pine tar, so we're going to make it through this.
No, it was street legal back then, so.
That's true.
It was still the Wild West.
Thank you.
That's so fun. Yeah. But then, obviously, what amazed me is when they said, this is your 15th full season. 16 parts if you count 2010.
I think it's 16th full season, 17 parts, yeah.
And you made 10 All-Star games, okay, which is most active. So basically every year you're healthy, you just tell your family, like, hey, we're going to the All-Star game, wherever it is. Because it literally has been every year that you've been healthy, you have been at the All-Star game, which to me is unbelievable.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, definitely incentivizes staying healthy because, being hurt's never fun. Obviously, I wish I could sit here and take all the credit, but I lean on my guys hard. I'm in the training room a lot. I'm in the weight room a lot. Popular to,
Yeah.
You know, maybe not, doesn't look like it, but no, I mean, there's a lot of people that are helping me. You know, I have a great situation in the off season. You know, George and his guys in that training room are doing everything they can to keep me healthy and on the field. I know Walt and Hef and Alex, they have a lot of meetings about, you know, trying to implement some extra rest for me. So I'm just, honestly, it's kind of crazy to think, you know, when Walt was having the meeting in the clubhouse, you know, he says 10-time All-Star, and you're just like, man, it's like that didn't even happen in my wildest dream. That's something that, you know, I'm very thankful for.
What was your first one? 12?
12 in Kansas City.
Kansas City. Okay. That's
And man, I went back and looked at that clubhouse that was there, and it was me and Trout were there for the first time. Jeter's there, CeCe was there, Verlander was there, David Ortiz was there, and I mean, you're looking around this clubhouse. I mean, these guys are Hall of Famers, and you know, I'm just some kid tucked away in the corner, just trying to stay out of everyone's way, and so yeah, it was.
I remember you came
crazy.
back from that, and you said, we asked you, like, who are you? So you were like, oh, I got to meet Verlander. Now Verlander is like the old commissioner's pick, right? Because he's retiring, and here you are, still going strong.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that I'm like in that situation that I was like looking up to, you know, what was that, you know, 14 years ago. So again, you know, just thankful. I know that these aren't guaranteed, you know, and these are big honors. And you know, I'm watching Drake on the flight yesterday and watching how giddy he was, and just I'm excited to experience his first All-Star game with him. So, you know, but these things are always fun. I always enjoy being here.
Are you going to request to throw to him? Is he starting? So do you know when you're pitching yet?
I don't know if I'm good enough to throw in the first couple innings. We got some pretty big arms out there. So, but I am available to throw. I would love to throw to my catcher, but we'll see.
You can't go to Doc and be like, look, Doc, I mean, we're teammates, Doc, you know.
Hey, wait, how does this work? The communication process of like, hey, I want to pitch and I want to be at, you know, in this spot in the game, where they just come to you with everything and you're just like,
I think anytime that I've ever thrown in the game, they've come to us and said, this is when you're throwing.
Okay.
Other than when I started, you know, you find out you're starting obviously earlier than every other inning, but they'll have like a meeting, they'll sit you down, they'll pull all the pitchers in and say, all right, you're throwing this inning, you're throwing this inning. Generally, they'll bring in relievers. Like I'm assuming they're not going to have anyone out there throwing 35 pitches in an inning or anything like that. So they'll have relievers kind of clean up innings. But the communication's there. You know, it's wide open.
Tuesday morning, is that like, when do they tell you?
I haven't thrown in an All-Star game in quite a while. So.
Oh, you're that guy now. Oh, you're that guy now.
Oh. Last one I threw in was 2018, and that was a couple surgeries ago. So it's been a while.
I have a question about another vet, super well respected here in division. What did you think of the Zack Wheeler situation where everyone's looking like, why isn't he invited? He's, I mean, future Hall of Famer in our sport, the whole deal. It's in Philly. He wants to be there. I know there's like this weird rule. You saw that, right? Mm-hmm. And then eventually he does get the ask, and it was kind of like, too late. I'm good now. I feel disrespected. Like, what's your take on all of that?
I'd like to stay away from the drama as much as possible, but I like Zack a lot. I think he's one of the best pitchers in our game. You know, especially coming back from the surgery he had. I mean, that's, you know, thoracic outlet. That's not a shoulder clean out. That's not even like a Tommy John. Like that's a tough one to come back from.
Yeah.
And I think if you just look at the stat line by itself, 10-1 with like a 2, just over a 2. Punch outs are there. I think the innings are there. It's a head scratcher to say the least. That's where
that was very good. That was politically correct.
Yeah.
It was a good job.
Yeah,
but then the next layer of, you know, you get to ask, but you can speak to this part. I mean, was he originally supposed to pitch Saturday and then he was pitching Sunday? It was always Sunday.
The whole time.
And he was like, but he made it clear, I will pitch. Because the whole thing is they don't want to ask guys, you know, that are replacements, and then they come and then they can't pitch, and then you just keep going down the line. But he made it clear that he was like, I'm down to pitch. That's not like a rule, right? That says, oh, you can't pitch. So
I think you should start taking away the schedule. Don't look at what, like, just, this is the All-Star game. The players with the best statistics go to the All-Star game, right? That's how it's always been, and I think you should start maybe taking away some of the other fluff stuff that, hey, what do the numbers say? If the guy's hitting 340 in July, he's an all-star. If the guy's got 25 homers, he's an all-star. If the guy's got double-digit wins, he's an all-star. You got 20-something saves, you're an all-star. So, some of the other stuff I think can kind of water down some of the other things. So I think if you look at, I just saw it pop up on the screen. Just look at the numbers. What do the numbers say? I don't care what the name attached to the numbers. I don't care what the schedule attached, the team attached. It doesn't matter. I don't care who you're playing for, what your schedule looks like. That's pretty damn good.
Those are pretty good numbers.
Yeah, those are better than my numbers. And I'm sitting here, so I'll leave it at that.
Do you think he needs that? I think, obviously, 3 years ago you came on the show and I was like, I think you're a Hall of Famer, and you're like, Mark Burley, that whole argument. Do you think Zack Wheeler needs a fourth, a fifth, a sixth All-Star game to be considered a Hall of Famer? Because if that's the case, them not asking him means a lot to the future, looking at a guy who should have been a Hall of Famer and isn't, and then somebody that is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I mean, this game is based on merit, and the numbers that you put up during your career is what you get judged on. The accolades, the numbers, the rings, it's an all-encompassing thing. So if at the end of his career he's going to get knocked for this, then yeah, I mean that's definitely kind of a black mark on the resume, if you will.
Yeah.
Especially because when you're all done, when it's all said and done, you look back and all of us get judged on our numbers. I don't care if you're a first ballot Hall of Famer or if you played 3 months in the big leagues and got 14 at bats. Like, every number gets looked at, and it's all and you get judged based on those numbers and the accolades. So again, it's just kind of a tough situation.
The game, when you started the other year, so now it's been 8 years since you've been out on the mound for an All-Star game. Bam. When you started the other year, you kicked it into another gear. Do you still have that gear when we see you coming out where you go, it's an All-Star game. I got a couple extra days off. Do you have that gear? Because I distinctly remember that playing during that time and then watching you do that and knowing what you normally throw in a normal start, and then you came out and you were like, you impressed so many people in the game, not even talking about fans out of the game. Do you still have that gear?
I don't know if Alex is going to like me going into that gear.
So you have it.
Yeah, I like to think that I always have a little bit of an extra gear, especially when my back gets against the wall. I like to think I have a trick up my sleeve. Whether that's a little bit more bite on the breaking ball or a little bit extra hump on the fastball. But I don't know. I think that's more of a game time decision.
Did you have that in the World Series for the Red Sox? I don't remember now, right? Because you closed out the World Series.
Yeah.
What was the stuff? Compared to starter stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it's different when you're coming out of the bullpen. Like, as a starter, it's hard to redline for 100 pitches. I think that's how I got that. So when you're in the bullpen, you're covering, obviously less innings. You got, 15 to 25 pitches. So I think it's a little bit easier to kind of empty the tank, covering one inning as opposed to, 6 to 9 innings.
Hold up. You have 12 career saves. People forget you were our closer one year.
I was a rainy day closer for a little bit.
Yeah, you were rainy day. He was our closer for a while with the White Sox. That's how much they thought of Chris Sale, clearly. What if they came to you, what if Doc said, Chris, we're going to save you for extra innings, and then you have to come in.
And we go into extra innings in an All-Star game.
They went extra innings.
There's going to be 30 owners knocking down there.
It was the swing off last year.
Yeah, they ended it in 9.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I think there'd be about 30 GMs that like fall to a knee with like heart
palpitation.
Not my guy. Not my guy.
There's a lot of blood pressure medicine getting passed out.
But what if ninth inning, whatever, and you hadn't pitched, and Doc's like, you know what, Chris, let's have some fun. You go pitch the ninth. Would it be different for you than starting?
He wants the closer entrance. That's all
Yes,
he
exactly.
wants.
Yeah, cue the Mason Miller entrance.
Yeah.
By the way, if he's out there and I'm getting a save, there's something has gone way off. If Miller's not closing that game out with something, there's an earthquake or something.
Yeah. This is hypothetical, though. Would you do it?
Yeah, I would do it. Absolutely.
Would it be like, man, this is like 15 years ago, back in the day?
I did have a lot of fun pitching in the bullpen. It was one of I don't know if you remember this too. Like when I got drafted, they were like, "Hey, we're going to get you the big leagues quick, but we're going to have you pitch out of the bullpen."
Yeah,
I'm in. Sign me up. It's the first guy to sign. They're like, "We can't give you any more money, but you're going to be in the big leagues at the end of the year." I'm in. Going into that offseason, they told me I was going to be a starter. So I showed up in 2011 prepared to be a starter. And I think it was like the first couple days of spring training, they're like, hey, you're going to be back in the bullpen. And I was kind of excited because I love that instant shot of adrenaline. I mean, it's as a starter, you kind of create your own mess,
Yeah.
And, when you're pitching out of the bullpen, you're coming in, there's a guy on second base and nobody out, and it's crunch time in the game. You're in the 6th inning, the 7th inning, the 8th inning, sometimes even the 9th inning. And that instant shot of adrenaline it's unmatched. So, Not saying that I would like to do it full time again, but I did enjoy pitching out of the bullpen.
Don Cooper's still mad at you for blowing that game, the last game of the year against Toronto.
I know I messed up his managerial.
Career like undefeated, yeah. You blew the game in the 9th.
Yeah, because he did it. He probably has 4 games or 3 or 4 games.
2 or 3,
something like that.
We're 2-0, and then we get to the 9th, we have like a 2-run lead, and last game of the year, bringing still, we're like, oh, this game's over. And I don't know how I blew it.
Just absolutely just dribbled down my leg.
Ruined my undefeated record.
Yes, all about Coop.
Yeah, ruined my 4th place finish.
Yeah, exactly. I think we've talked about this. I tell this story to people when they ask me about you. I said it was 2012, and they told me Chris Sale gets 25 sliders for the game.
I remember
We're in Seattle, and you were just rolling at the time. Like, he was rolling. And I'm like, well, but that's his best pitch. And they're like, no, we got to be careful. He's throwing too many sliders. I'm like, well, do you want to get the guys out, or do you want him to not throw sliders? They're like, no. So I had to have sunflower season. I was flipping them every time. And then I ran out. We're like in the 5th inning. He's cruising. So I go in the dugout. I'm like, Coop, can I throw some more sliders? He's like, how many you got left? I'm like, I'm out. He's like, there's 5 more. Get him through 1 more inning.
I do remember that.
Are you kidding me?
Well, if you remember, so I pitched through April. We get to the beginning of May, and I went to go dry my hair off out of the shower, and my arm was just killing me. And I remember saying something, and we went and got an MRI. It was like a light flexor strain or whatever. And they're like, all right, you're gonna go back to the bullpen. I'm like,
not the IL, not the DL at the time.
no, yeah.
To the bullpen. Just an idea of guys staying healthy and not staying healthy.
Yeah. Herm Schneider,
Herm is not allowed to get
on that thing. Get out there.
A couple prongs.
Oh man! But I remember the guys. I remember some guys coming up to me and they're like, "Don't let that happen. You need to be a starter." And there were guys that I looked up to, my veterans when I was a young guy, and they're like, because I actually pitched well as a starter. It just I kind of ran into a little arm problem, arm fatigue or whatever, and as a first year as a starter, you're going to kind of run into those things. And I remember pleading my case, and it got somewhat animated. And I remember we get back to Chicago, and I was able to kind of slide my way back into the rotation. So, but it was after that they were like, all right, we got a month into the season. This guy's already kind of had a little bump in the road. Let's try to take care of him. So yeah, AJ's counting out sunflower seeds before the game. He's like, all right,
I was like, 1.
We got 18, and he just.
You've told the story, but it is tremendous hearing it from your side of it, because there's always backstory too.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. But I was like,
and
rolling,
and it forced me to kind of use my other pitches. I remember, Coop was a big fan of, they called it the BP fastball. Just kind of flip a sinker in there at like 89, 90, 91. You remember Verlander used to start games like that.
Yeah.
2011 Verlander, I mean, I know pitch 135 was 102, but like pitch one of the game was like 92. Yeah. And he'd kind of just cruise, and then when he needed it, it was there.
Skubal just did the other day. He accidentally hit JT Realmuto. So yesterday, it was a 2-strike pitch, and he hit him with 98. Stott, who swings at like one first pitch ever, he just threw him 94 right down the middle. And I was telling my sons, I'm like, he knows he's not swinging. Yeah. If he does, no way he's geared down for 94. He's geared up for 98, 100.
Well, Skubal's BP fastball is a little bit different than most.
I mean, come on. You're right there. Actually, he actually still has to catch you. I'm going to put that out there. He still has to catch you.
Someone needs to drug test this guy.
Yeah. Actually, I agree.
Yeah.
Chris, good to see you, dude. Congrats on another All-Star appearance. Thanks for stopping by. It's appreciated, man.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
It's not just that the Dodgers are now looking at the Rockies, because before, I mean, like, honestly, last year, like, you could put dead bodies on the Dodgers and they would have beat the Rockies at Dodger Stadium. It was just last year, it's not even a thought to the guys in the clubhouse anymore. Last year is not even the same team. This version of the Rockies, though, is starting to get some respect around the league, and specifically the Dodgers. Dodgers are looking at the Rockies right now going like, okay, that's different. They're pitching better. They're playing better. Their offense is much, much better. They're, even though they punched out still 11 times last night, it might have even been 12. The at-bat quality from start to finish is so much better. And a big part of that is looking at guys like Jake McCarthy, Kyle Karros, who I'm going to break down his swing a little bit later on in a future podcast, has made these great adjustments at the plate. Jake McCarthy's made great adjustments. He's hitting for power. It's the most home runs he's ever hit. He's also getting a chance to play. The adjustment for Kyle Karros, getting a wider base with his stance, much more in his legs, lower in his hands, which allow him to get to slot. He's been slugging at a very high clip, much higher than I ever thought Kyle Karros was going to slug. When we first saw Kyle Karros, I mean, he was not impacting the baseball. He was taking his walks, but he wasn't impacting the baseball. There wasn't like driving the ball out of the yard, not like we've seen in the last month for Kyle Karros. And again, like for us, since we do these games every single night and we've watched this journey, you can see it. And I can see it from Rockies fans. It's been really fun. The Rock Show, this version is easy to root for. They're young. There's an edge to them. They got a player now that won't back down. It is great. And I could see it from the other side this week where the Dodgers are looking at the Rockies, not just putting a W for the Dodgers. It is going like, oh, we're in a fight now. These guys are going to fight us. Doesn't mean that they're going to beat us every time, but it's not going to be a walk in the park.
We're talking MLB Draft, good, bad, whatever, with the legends, part of an iconic Baseball America brand, JJ Kowapper. Is that how you say it? Kowapper?
It's a silent P. Coer.
Oh, Coer. JJ, it's great to have you on. We want to talk right away about the number one pick, Chalewski.
Well, the great news is you will never replay this clip where you mispronounce my name. There will never be a need to. There's never going to be the point where it's like, JJ Kowapper is going into the Hall of Fame. Oh, I can't use that. However, if Brock Chalowski's as good as we think he could be, it's going to be really depressing to realize that we're never going to be able to use with the first pick in the draft.
Oh
the
my
Chicago
gosh,
White
you're
Sox
right.
select Brock Chalowski. No, that won't work. So can't use that clip now. Maybe ADR,
AJ.
maybe go back and change it.
Did they pick the wrong guy? That's what I wanted to know. Did they pick the wrong guy? Did they get confused? Because he was only the number one pick from a year ago. As soon as the draft was over, everyone pretty much said it was going to be this person. It's not like he snuck up on anybody.
So AJ, okay, I feel like you understand White Sox fans. Do you think what percentage of average White Sox fans do you think know who Rock Chalowski is before the draft?
Almost every White Sox fan has been talking about them having the number one pick since last year. For a whole year, they've said, we're going to get Rock Chalowski, number one overall. He's going to be another shortstop that they can add in their organization with all the other shortstops they have. They've been excited. Every White Sox fan I talk to say, man, we have Montgomery and Bonnemer and all these other – they traded Jacob Gonzalez away, but they have all these guys coming, and we're going to get one more next year in July, and then you have all of them. I'm not all of them, but I'd say 95% of White Sox fans have been planning to have this pick for a year.
So yeah, I know. I know I'm bathed in the draft 365 days a year. I get it that there are going to be players when you go further down in this that no general person's going to have the pronunciation. They may screw it up, whatever. But the 1-1 pick does seem like one that you kind of really gotta nail, especially when he's also been the Golden Spikes Award winner. He's been like a prominent guy going back to high school. This isn't like, okay, wait, someone that we never knew got picked. It's a flub, but again, if unfortunately it was you don't want to flub the 1-1 pick. With the first pick, the Chicago Bulls select Michael Jordan. You can't do that.
Yeah, I like that. It's not, we don't have the European name for the second round of the NBA draft here. Like, this is the guy. We knew this was going to happen. Tell us about him, though, because outside of AJ's fandom, the White Sox, and unless you know college baseball, what are the White Sox getting here?
So this was an interesting, because I do think also there are White Sox fans who had fun kind of debates about this, because you had the choice of, there was a lot of noise, there was a lot of talk of, is Rock Chalowski still going to be the number one pick? And I think a lot of that makes sense from a standpoint of the White Sox there is no value in a draft pool system world to be like, he's our guy, we're going to get him no matter what. You say, hey, what's Grady Emerson's number? What's Rock Chalowski's number? But at the end of the day, what they got is a shortstop who is pretty close to a surefire. Yes, this guy is a shortstop. Now we'll see. They have Colson Montgomery. He's kind of got the veteran privileges now of a guy who's already there. Good shortstop already. He could play second base and be a stud second baseman. He could probably play third base and be a stud third baseman as well. But this is a guy with real shortstop tools defensively and offensively. If you say who's been the most productive college hitter over the past 2 years combined, I think the answer is Rock Chalowski. Now, if you want to say, was he the most productive hitter in college baseball this year? Probably not. He was good, but he wasn't any better. His numbers were maybe slightly worse than his production last year. But if you dig deeper into it, the other thing that stands out is he doesn't really have a whole lot of massive flaws. He hits velocity. He recognizes spin. He doesn't really, he kind of uses the whole field, but at the same time, when he gets in situations where he kind of gets in advantageous counts, he knows how to basically, hey, I got a pitch I'm looking for. I'm going to pull it down the line, hit a home run. His power output was probably, I'll be honest, like maybe a little better than his EVs and all might indicate. Maybe that's going to be a little bit of a concern long term, but I would say this is about as well. You have so much track record here that the White Sox can feel very comfortable. This should be a relatively fast mover. Should be someone who I wouldn't be shocked at all if we saw him kind of knocking on the door of the big leagues at some point next year if he stays healthy. And the key thing here is yes, they have a lot of shortstops. It's great to have a lot of shortstops. We've seen this all the time. These are guys that you can play pretty much anywhere. Shortstops can move in a way that if you draft a third baseman, you say, well, we have a third baseman. Okay, well, you can be a first baseman. You might be able to be a right fielder. But with a shortstop, he could be a second baseman. He could be a third baseman. He could play in the outfield for you. There's a lot of things that Rockclass can do. Not a great runner. One thing I will say is it's not going to be a center fielder who's going to just, Jackson Merrill it and go from shortstop to center field like that necessarily. He's not a great runner. That's probably one of the, minor downsides of him. But overall, the guy who's kind of been the wire to wire number one prospect, the consensus, I would say, number one prospect in the draft going back to this time last year.
JJ, how close were the? I know it was kind of I don't want to say a ploy to get his number down, but how close was it to Grady Emerson? And then you heard some Von Lackey kind of rumors flying around that he might be the number one pick. How close was it, or was it always Rock is the number one pick?
I think it was a real discussion, and I think it should have been. Like, look, Grady Emerson, that is a premium bat. It's a high school player, but that's a premium bat. That is someone who very much, if you told me he ends up being better than Rock Schlosky in the long term, not a crazy idea at all. I would say Rock's a little bit better as a shortstop, but you needed to have a real discussion. This is not something, I would say that we kind of kept getting consensus from front offices, from scouts, that this is a 3-tier, top tier, or maybe a top 2-tier with Schlosky and Emerson, Lackey slightly behind that, just by a slight touch. And then after that, it's like, okay, now it gets all crazy. And that's why you saw, I would say, like picks 6, picks down, 6 and 9 and all, where the Royals take Zion Rose. And I would say that some teams may love him. Some teams may have been like, no, we wouldn't have taken him to 25. That was where it really widened out. But at the top, it was Cholowski and Emerson, and then to a slightly lesser extent, Lackey. If you told me that the White Sox kind of realistically, not like, oh, we're just playing the game to talk down bonuses, but realistically, we're considering Emerson until in the lead up to the draft, that makes perfect sense. He's that good of a prospect. Again, if you ask me right now, who's going to be a better big leaguer, Cholowski or Emerson, I'm going to say Cholowski, but that's because Emerson's a high school player. There's more unknown with Emerson. But if you said, okay, give me the odds that one of these guys is a franchise type player, perennial all-star, I might say that Emerson has a slightly better chance to do that. I just feel better about Cholowski's chance of being, the comp that we've kind of thrown around on Cholowski is a Dansby Swanson type, which I feel like we've had some people respond to us and say, oh, you want to do better than that? No, you don't. Like, if you do that at 1-1, thumbs up, you've done great. Like, Dansby Swanson has been an excellent shortstop for pretty close to a decade now. He's going to keep doing it for a while longer. That's a player who is great. And I would say that if you got that out of Rock Cholowski, you would be very happy with the outcome.
All right, what team? Have you been able to digest the entire draft? What team do you feel like, wow, really made leaps and bounds over other teams in the league right now?
Well, okay. I'll cheat first and say the White Sox, because I not just love what they did at 1, but then they went back, and because they had a lot of picks. But like, when you look at a guy like a Landon Tomei, who I know it's fun and cute to say, oh, they just took him because he's basically Jim Tomei's kid. But Landon Tomei and Cole Prosek, I really love Cole Prosek, who was pick 40 for them. I would say that the Braves did something very interesting, where you look at their top 2 picks. They went, basically the college route, but then they added some really nice high school arms after that, kind of like that draft a lot. Again, there are drafts where you kind of also could say it's partly because they had so many picks. I really like what the Cardinals did, but I will say one that's kind of in the opposite direction, which is I'm no way think that the Dodgers had one of the best drafts. No way. They can't. They had so few picks. I will say, though, I would not be shocked if we look back at this draft for the Dodgers 5 years from now and said, how do they keep getting away with this? Because they are sitting here. They didn't have a pick until the 4th round. And you look at their draft and you're like, okay, I'm sorry, they had 1 pick. They had pick 40, Bo Lowance, and they did another pick until the 4th round. And I still look at this draft and say there's some guys I like here, which shouldn't happen when you basically have 1 pick in the top 130 picks. But the Dodgers are pretty good at finding guys who have the traits that they can develop. I would say at the same time, I love that we had 2 days of the draft. You have to kind of wait to see how the full picture draws out, because if you'd asked me about the Red Sox draft, after the first round, I'd be like, I don't understand it at all. But then we saw them take some guys later on where you're like, okay, now I see they're going to save money here, they're going to spend it there. Still could be a little bit challenging, but at the same time, much different than it would have looked like if you just asked about that draft after pick 40.
All right, JJ, real quick. Who's the number one prospect for next year? Who's going to be drafted 1-1? We talked about Rock for a whole year. Who's the number one pick for next year?
Well, I have good news for you guys. We already have our mock draft for next year already up. And I would actually say that Dylan Seward, who is basically this shortstop from California, who, if you said describe him right now, the way I would describe him is okay, we just talked about Grady Emerson. Grady Emerson's bat. Now take Grady Emerson's bat and Jacob Lombard, who was in this draft, who's considered the best defensive shortstop in the first round. Put those two together, and that gives you Dylan Seward. I would not be shocked. Dax Whitney, if he'd been healthy for Oregon State, maybe would have a chance to kind of compete for that. But Whitney blew out his elbow and will probably miss the entire 2027 season. With Whitney hurt, I wouldn't be shocked at all if Seward kind of does what Rock Chalowski did and is kind of our pole to pole. He's our number one prospect right now as we get out of the 26th draft. Would not surprise me at all if Dylan Seward is our number one prospect at this time next year. And we're talking about whoever wins the lottery, the Angels or whoever, being at 1-1, having taken Dylan Seward, and we're saying this is an impact addition to a club.
JJ, awesome coverage.
By the way, we need better coverage of the draft, JJ. That's it.
We have
getting the players to show up. We got to have better coverage. That's it. I know
Baseball America coverage is incredible, but
I'm saying from a sports standpoint,
we buried this thing Saturday afternoon, like under games and quiet quitting.
No, can I ask one request for next year for the draft? Which again, it should not start when it did. That was weird to have it at 1:30. But on top of that, I just have a simple request. Can we not be tearing down the set during rounds 2, 3, and 4? So like when they're announcing picks, you're hearing jackhammering and all in the background and lifts going up and down and all that. Which, by the way, we were there to cover the draft until pick the last pick of the 4th round's over. We were kicked out. We can't cover it there. Like, I don't know, we like being there, but at the same time, it would have been a lot better for us if we hadn't, because we had to pick up literally mid-draft and get out of there because we were in danger because they were lowering the lighting trust and all over the area where everyone was set up. So
rhetorical question. Would NBA, NFL, would they ever be doing construction on their draft, tearing it down while the second, third? Like these are early rounds too. I mean, they wouldn't do that for any rounds.
Daniel Jackson, the Golden Spikes Award winner, was being picked as this was happening. Like not like guys where you're like, no one's ever heard of them. This was the guy who was literally voted, by the Golden Spikes Award as the most productive player in college baseball this year.
And this is important because we love the game, we promote the game. We are saying something that is going on within the sport that everybody that works for the league too is saying the same things to us. We're just delivering the message because some people can and can't say this stuff. I just want to leave it at that because we love the game. We want to make it better. We have to call it out because many people can't. So thank you, JJ, for the coverage. You got 30 minutes later too. Bring it on Hot Sheet. We're going to watch after this.
I was going to say, we'll see you on Hot Sheet and talk more about this.
Okay, you got it. Thanks, JJ. We'll be right back, everyone.
If you're kind of grinding through it, does it make sense to take a break and step back for 4 days? Or if you're going off feel, if you feel like you're making progress, do you not want to interrupt that for an All-Star break? And so Cubs hitting coach Dustin Kelly said basically they had looked at these last 2 weeks before the All-Star break. So leaving Milwaukee, you have a homestand at Wrigley, and this trip to Baltimore and Cincinnati, and really kind of viewing that as hoping that's a building block of really kind of honing in on a couple of things. And to be honest, like Bregman is so obsessed with this that it's hard to kind of like if this guy's constantly sending, coaches videos anyway, and if every swing he ever takes is recorded in the cage, out on the field in BP, obviously during games, there's all this tracking technology as well. Like, well, what's the, now it's really the focus, but it just this is such a weird sport to try and figure out, and that he did have his thumbs down home run during that homestand. He's been getting on base, collecting hits during this stretch. His game Wednesday in Baltimore, I mean, first at bat, the left fielder makes this crashing catch at the wall. His last at bat, it's just a bullet right at the third baseman. Had a deep fly ball that scored a run and advanced 2 other runners. There are signs. He hasn't been in net zero because he gets on base, because he plays Gold Glove caliber defense, but he knows it. He has not performed up to expectations. He wants more. He knows he has to deliver more. He knows, why he was signed here, and just the home run power has not come. I don't really know if it will or not, but he's certainly, from the moment he signed, we knew he was going to be kind of the main characters in the story of this season. And, he's still got some more time to rewrite that.
Let's do those BetMGM Locks while we're here at Iron Hill Brewery in East Market here in Philly. I lost on my last bet on Friday. Same with Pap's Crazy Parlay. And Kratz actually a rare miss lately.
It was only going to be Zebby Matthews, and he didn't get the punch outs that I was looking for. The Angels put the ball in play too early.
It happens. So, Derby tonight, what are we doing?
What do you got? Bryce Harper to hit more home runs than Ben Rice. It's coming out minus 110.
Nice.
So he just has to hit more. I feel like Bryce, let's put it this way, he's going to give it his best effort. All the guys are, but I feel like there's a little extra ratcheted up. He wants to do this. I'm sure they asked him to do Derby, and he's like, I don't want to do it. They're like, you get the Legends pick. I'll do the Derby. Because he talked about it 2 years ago. He wanted to beat everybody in Atlanta.
Yep.
This is from his mouth. He wants to beat everybody in Atlanta, and then he definitely wants to win Philly. So he's been thinking about this for a while.
And Ben Rice, has crazy pop, but he's got some line drive pop, right?
I just took the best numbers for who I'm going against that has no experience in the big league home run derby. I bet Ben Rice probably won a double-A home run derby, a high A, an Ivy League home run derby, whatever it is. Nothing against him. I just think Harper in that first round is going to be McJuiced or something.
Okay.
All right, I'm going kind of off the board here a little bit. I'm going Caglione to win. Took some heat for saying he's going to be uncomfortable. But you know what? After talking to Max Muncy, now I understand it. I'm taking Caglione. Plus, it's a little personal. I know him personally. I know his, some of his family, soon-to-be family members very well. So I'm taking him, and he's plus 650.
Okay.
So, I know he's got the least amount of home runs. He's also the biggest guy doing the home run.
Massive.
So, and he's got sick pop if you've never seen him. So he's starting to figure it out at the big league level. So I think he's my winner.
Game homers do not equate to
BP homers.
BP homers. And there's a reason he's in it. I like that.
I'll take Junior Caminero. He put on a show last year, and I think he has the experience, like you guys mentioned. He certainly has the tool set to be able to put it together. And then we're going to show Pap's pick too. So let's see that board. What do you guys think Pap went with? Did he go parlay?
No chance. Oh, wow.
Look at you and Pap.
Jonathan Papelbon loves Scotty.
All right, sorry, Junior. No, Pap's good. We have a chance.
Todd also picked Junior.
He did?
Not for our lock.
Oh, right.
But he thought he
texted us,
the
right?
best chance.
Well, good.
All right.
Todd's pretty good at this stuff. The home run derbies here. BetMGM's giving you a chance to swing for a bigger payout. Activate your home run derby odds boost token on any qualifying derby wager. And if your bet wins, you'll cash out with boosted odds. So that's the odds boost token for the Home Run Derby specifically that you can click over there and use at BetMGM.com or on the app. Gambling problem or concern, there's help. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Lombard, I wasn't expecting him to be taken this early. I thought he'd be a top 5-7 pick. Marlins grabbed the best hit player in the draft, number 5 prospect according to MLB Pipeline, and just an absolute monster get for the Marlins. This is a guy that is a 5-tool player. He can, he does have a little bit of swing and miss to his game, but to be honest with you, that was really only like at the circuit level where everyone's throwing in the mid-90s. So everyone at the high school level, especially at those summer circuits, there's going to be some swing and miss, but he does everything well. He's an incredible athlete. He's a little bit more power over hit tool, but I mean, there's just so much to like there. He's a shortstop at the next level, and if needed to move to third base, because if he outgrows the position, he's a Gold Glove candidate at third.
Yeah, Sean, go ahead. I mean, the scouting grades, this is just looking briefly, 55 grade hits, 60 grade power, 65 runs. So you're fast as well. I mean, you got tools on tools here. Local guy. This is easy to root for, but go ahead.
Yeah. It's extreme tools. Maybe some of the most tools out of all the high school players in the first round that were available. He's number 7 on my board with big toolsy high school players, especially of his size, 6'3". Of course, the range of outcomes are large. I had the floor at a 40 with the ceiling at a 60. I only gave 5 players in this draft a ceiling of a 60 future value, which just kind of shows that if everything hits, which goes with his hit tool, which I guess is the biggest question, that's going to really determine his range of outcomes. But like Hector said, he should stick at shortstop, even given his size. If he has to move over to third base, you definitely have a Gold Glove third baseman with potential for 25 to maybe even 30 home run power one day. I mean, this is a big frame, and he's already physically gifted for an 18-year-old. He's big. He kind of has a pro body as it is right now. So it's all going to be on the hit tool and the approach. But besides that, I mean, this was the best player available. I think the Marlins did the right thing here.
Hey, we're back at Iron Hill Brewery in East Market. Awesome food. We had a great lunch. Thank you to them for hosting us and for putting us so conveniently near players. That is our goal here, just so everyone knows, right? We want to be able to bring the players live on the show. We were able to do that twice already for this show with Max Muncy and Chris Sale, so we are very appreciative of that. This is it's a hot location to be able to get a spot here, and we've had fans swinging by here. They're not doing the game day thing. They're all kind of scared, but here saying hi to us. We had Robin say the biggest hello and hugs and love. So Robin, thanks for watching every day. She flew out here from Texas to give us a hug.
It's nice of her. She got a free t-shirt out of it too.
Well deserved.
Unless Mark made her pay for it, which would be really mean.
He did not.
Okay.
He did
Shoot.
not.
Because that would be wrong.
Yeah. We're going to go right to break so that we can get ready. We're either going to come back and talk about the Wheeler controversy, or we'll get a player live from Media Day with Trisha Whitaker coming up next.
So next year, he's making $9.5 million this year. So that's in addition to the payroll right there. That's a pretty steep addition. I mean, he'd be making more than every pitcher on the team, not named Mitch Keller, I believe. I don't think they have another pitcher.
Soto might be up there.
Soto's making like 7.
Yeah.
7 or 8. So yeah, Yeah, which, I mean, he's your closer, and maybe Luke Weaver would be. But next year, for that to go up to $12.5 million, that's
pricey
a lot of
for the
money
Pittsburgh Pirates.
That's about 10% of their
Pretty
payroll,
steep.
and you're paying that to a 33-year-old reliever.
Yep.
Which, I mean, he's really good this year. He's been solid, but you never know year to year, right? And it seems like the back end of these big-time reliever contracts never really age as well as you would like them to, unless you're in that like elite class, which I'm not sure he's in. I'm not also sure that he can't be.
Right.
But I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying that it's like, is that the type of contract this team is looking to take on right now when it seems like they've already spent to an uncomfortable amount? And then you look into this offseason that's approaching, you're going to have money to replace Brandon Lau. Paul Skeens is heading into arbitration. I mean, you're already probably going to have to explore the idea of offloading a Mitch Keller. Like, you already have a lot of money tied up in the Mitch Keller, and who knows what Mitch Keller's going to be for the remainder of his deal. And is $12.5 million a commitment you can make to Luke Weaver next year? Or unless you're willing to just eat his contract this year and try to trade him in the offseason, will you even have an opportunity to do that this offseason?
Right.
So that's the complexity of trading for someone like Luke Weaver. And when you compare that to a lot of other guys that we've mentioned, like Garrett Whitlock, his contract has money, but it's club options, right? I think Chapman is the same thing, or it might be a mutual option or a player option.
Mutual for Chapman,
so you have a little bit more control where it's like, this is a big commitment, and I don't know. I don't know if they'd be willing to take that on.
Let's sizzle hot corner time. I feel like there were two controversies. One was really mainstream. Zack Wheeler not getting the ask, and we asked Chris Sale about it recently on the show, and then eventually got the ask and said no. And the other one is Cam Schlittler saying no, he's not going to pitch. He's not hurt. He just doesn't feel comfortable doing it right now. But John Schneider said he wasn't going to be the starter anyway. It was going to be Dylan Cease. So pick your poison. Where do you want to start?
Well, the Zack Wheeler thing to me is crazy. He should have made it, and then they should have just replaced him right away. But he did say he would pitch, which I think in his home city of Philly, they should have given him that option, whether he wanted to or not. He deserves to be here. We showed his numbers earlier. I mean, was he 10-1 with a 2.1 ERA, something like that?
He said he would pitch.
So I think that's crazy. This ranks right up there with Hunter Goodman not being asked to be in the home run derby. For me, a guy who's in the top 5 in the league of home runs not being asked. But then what I don't understand is, listen, I get players have egos, but I don't understand why Zack Wheeler then turned it down.
Is it a scheduling thing where it's like, all right, well, I guess it's a no. All right, fam, we're going to Bahamas for 2 days. Is it like that? Or you think it's like, hey, it's disrespectful. I've been in the game for a long time. I don't need the courtesy ask.
I don't know. But
we're going to bring him on at some point and ask him about it.
I just wish he was in the game and pitching.
Same.
Because I like to see him, especially in Philly. I love it. I love that he said, bro, how do you not pick? How because of a rule? Because I'm pitching Sunday, so it's all of a sudden a rule. So did Major League Baseball turn back around and go, oh, well, it is a rule, but now we're not because we're getting bad pub? To me, if that's the case, if he was told it was a rule and that's why we're not going to pick you, I love the fact that he said no, because they said it was a rule before, and now, well, no, actually, it's not a rule.
Okay. Well, I have a rule. We have to go right to media day. Trisha Whitaker saying, nope. I was told yes.
No, you're told no,
Why
Scott.
Am I being the...
We changed the rules on you.
For like Major League Baseball, we can change the rules when we want to.
No video. But so, anyways, I I don't know. I thought Wheeler should have been here from the get-go. I didn't think it was even. But what someone told me, though, that, and I forget who told me. It might have been Bob Nightingale when I saw him last night. Wheeler wasn't voted in on, like, the top by the players because the players vote on the pitchers, and he was far down the list.
So they didn't go and ask him.
Yeah, it's what I think. I don't know.
Shocker. Players got it wrong. Shocker. Players didn't vote Ohtani as the best player.
Oh, that's your favorite argument.
That's my favorite, but it's always going to be my argument because they're filling out the exact same papers. Like, they're filling it out, and they're probably filling it out in the middle of the beginning of June. But look, we have phones. Send that, John, right to your phone.
No, too complicated.
On July, whenever they choose everybody, hey, now we have to pick pitchers. Let me see the stats with it. Oh, my gosh, Zack Wheeler, of course. I haven't seen him yet. This year, so what are his numbers? It takes zero time, but they want to print it out. They want to throw it on the table. I've seen dudes go, here, you fill it out.
Many people would hand it to the PR guy and go, here, fill this out for me.
Like,
that's actually not bad when a player doesn't pay attention at all and he hands it to someone that does. I know that
he
process
should be here.
is tough.
Well,
Take it away from the players.
Should be here,
Don't
and
let
then
them vote.
us. We should be here.
I'm saying then don't let the players vote for this.
I hope he sits in the stands. He's like, well, I was going to be in Philly anyway. No, I'm sure he went back home to Georgia. He loves being home in Georgia.
He's chilling now.
Well, good for him. He gets a break.
Should Cam Schlittler have been the starter if he
It's not
was
his
going
choice.
to
It's John
participate?
Schneider. He's rewarding a guy that they signed as a free agent.
Is that fair?
He's the manager. He can do whatever he wants.
Why did the manager?
But why does
pick?
Cam Schlittler say he doesn't want to pitch now? He was scheduled to pitch just because he wasn't starting?
I think the bigger thing, because you can say whatever it is that he said, it was going to be Cease anyway. I think the bigger story is Cam Schlittler not pitching. Like, is he starting a trend of young guys who are, nobody's doing what he's doing. He's front runner right now for the AL Cy Young, but is he starting a trend that is going to put baseball in a place like the NBA? And then we're going to start seeing stupid 3-on-3 competition where we're throwing basketballs, we're flipping baseballs, and we're taking soft toss during games. We're playing wiffle ball out on the field.
I don't think we're at that point.
No, but why? But why?
This is his first full season, right?
His first All-Star game.
He's given him length already. He's almost at 120 innings. He's going to probably pitch in October. I'm not making.
Guy.
I get it.
Who's telling him?
I'm just saying this is what's being told on the other side.
So who's telling him this? To me, I don't think young kids, young players make bad decisions. Who around him is telling him this?
Well, who dictates a lot of this stuff? Manager / front office. We'd have to ask
agents.
Boone. Aaron Boone said, and he's not making stuff up. He said to the media, I think he even was a little bit surprised that he wasn't doing it. He wanted to make sure he was comfortable with the decision he was going to make, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, but it's still the best All-Star game. I get Pro Bowl's not called that, but all the league's All-Star games. This is still the best one, and I don't want Cam Schlittler, because then next year, who's it going to be? Chase Burns is. I'm just thinking of who the rookie pitcher is.
Chase Burns isn't pitching.
Right. Like, is it going to be, because he could have thrown. This could have been. We had Sale on. You heard Sale talking about it. I remember that. I was a player. I was a fellow player with Chris Sale at the time. Not an All-Star, just a fellow player. I remember watching that game going, whoa, he turned up. Like
Chris said, he hasn't pitched in many lately.
Yes, but he's been there. He's also, how old? You saw how much gray was in his beard?
Yeah. But if you're too young, so you want the young pitchers to do it and appreciate it. And many of them do.
Do you think Paul Skeens pitches in this game if he didn't pitch on Sunday? He was named to the All-Star team. Do you think he pitches, or is Paul Skeens now checking out too?
I think it's just year by year.
Case by case.
Yeah, case by case.
Some guys really want to pitch and some guys don't.
So then,
I'm not saying Cam Schlittler doesn't want to, but he's not.
And you don't want to say like your arm's tied because that hurts your free agent case. They're going to start being like,
oh, that was going to be my question.
You can't say that anymore.
Do you think there's something
could be
more to Cam Schlittler not pitching?
Well, because you can take the hit of, he doesn't want to pitch. Actually, that sounds good to teams. What makes you more attractive? I know he's not thinking about his free agency, but front offices don't want you to pitch in anything but your games. That's a fact, and their job is to win. They don't care about the All-Star game. They don't care about the WBC. They don't care about the winter leagues unless it's somebody that's trying to get themselves back going again. But generally, they don't want any of their guys in the winter leagues either, right? I pay you a lot of money to pitch in my games. It's part of it. I'm just presenting the other side. I obviously want everybody to pitch and everything. I'm just telling you, this is what happens in our sport. There are front office executives that get paid millions of dollars to win games and not care about anything else but winning baseball, because winning baseball drives
fans,
interest, revenue, everything. It's the whole complexion of the sport revolving, or your team revolves around winning games.
Sorry, I watched Cam Schlittler pitch too many times on TV in his short career so far. I don't see him unilaterally making this decision. I'm just fearful that there are people in the background that will also talk to the next Cam Schlittler, talk to the next. This isn't going to ruin his career. I'm just saying this is the marquee event here. I want to see these guys, and I hope there are not people in the background telling the next Cam Schlittler, take it easy, bro.
Well, let's see. Let's give it a 2-3 more years. If he's dominating like this every year and he's not pitching, then we're like, all right.
Then it permeates the whole league. Like, why am I going to? Rock Chalosky, Mitch Wasowski, he makes the team.
Well, you guys are players. Do you think that's how it would be? You all going to copy somebody like that? You guys both caught pitchers. Is that how it works? They see some other guy do it? And also, like, that's what you want to copy? That's like the kid that skips class every day. Like, oh, look, he doesn't go to class ever.
There's things I see kids.
I guess maybe that was.
I can see kids copying things I don't think kids should copy.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think kids are any different nowadays than they were when we were kids. It's the people around them. That's it. People will always be like, oh, my football coach, he would have never allowed that happen on my football team. Yeah, but you were still such an idiot. Like, you would do things. It's the people around them, and that's what I'm afraid of, because the NBA has they've lost control of the road management.
So bad.
They've lost control of it. And I don't want to see that here. Is this a gateway drug to the load management more?
He's not the first guy that's done this.
He's not. But he's one of the most.
It happens every year.
What's that?
It happens every year.
But this is the youngest,
he
most
should have been
dominant.
starting, though. Right, AJ? Come on.
John Schneider picked his own guy.
No, I'm not on Schneider. I'm saying I know he's the manager, so you get to pick your pitching order, but like, should someone else get to pick the starters, like the fans or something?
Not the fans.
No? For the starting, well, they pick the other starters.
They pick everyone except the pitching.
Yeah.
Manager, listen, John Schneider gets to reward the guy who's having a great year on his own team. This is how it happens. It's been happening like this for every single All-Star game in history.
You don't like it? Pitch your team to the
Cristopher
World
Sánchez
Series.
is starting because they were in Philadelphia. Could make an argument for someone else to start in the National League.
Who?
Well, Miz isn't pitching, so
yeah,
I'm sure
it should be Miz.
No, I think it should be Sanchez.
Over Miz?
I think Chris Sale would have been a cool pick because it's his 10th, and he's doing legit. I think they got it right on both cases. But if Cam was still in it, I think it would be awesome.
It should be Cam. If it's Cam or Cease, it's Cam.
I think Cam did everything.
He's got a better first half. It is what it is.
Yep.
Right? Cease wanted it, though. Hey, Cease is actually the opposite of that. He wants to pitch.
He always wants the ball.
He always wants the ball.
And he always takes the ball, too. He was on the IL for the hamstring.
That's why he had a big contract, because people want to slice and dice everything in the off season. Sometimes it's also like, hey, does he post? Oh, he does? Okay, that's good.
Casuals don't understand what it means to post.
Because if he doesn't post, you know who posts instead of him? The 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th starter, whoever it is.
Not a number 2.
Let me tell you about the difference between the 10th starter that the Blue Jays have and Dylan Cease. That's what it's about.
Yes. That's why you pay for it, and that's why those guys get rewarded. But there's also no facility where a kid can go to learn how to show up and make their bodies healthy every single day. Every pitching facility in the world for kids is about how hard do you throw. You have to throw hard. Dylan Cease has figured out how to stay healthy and be on the field, besides a hamstring, John, that he had this year, first time on the IL.
Okay. Well, it's settled. We're trying to see at the finish line here if we can get one player live from Media Day. Trisha Whitaker's there. But otherwise, I do want to remind everyone that's watching right now, we'll have tons of coverage on social media over the next few hours, so please follow the Foul Territory accounts besides YouTube. That would be Instagram, that would be Facebook, X/Twitter, whatever platform that you use, we'll post a number of clips. And we have Trisha there, Alana there. Are you going to the park after this?
I'm going right to the park, yeah.
Right to the park.
Right to the park, and they're going to try and get me into the American League media scrum.
The scrum.
And then I'll be on the field till they kick me off for home run derby.
Who's the first guy you're going to go to in the American League scrum so you can actually talk to somebody?
Whoever's not being talked to.
That is always the key.
Michael Waka.
What a great dude.
What an awesome guy. I love that guy. Teammate.
Have you ever
Lots
met
to talk
Tristan
about.
Peters?
Michael Waka is going to get traded.
No.
You've never met him?
That's going to be a good meetup.
Cool.
Michael Waka is going to get traded. So, and we haven't gone over this. We got plenty of time, but like the Royals obviously need to take advantage of a market where there are not many teams selling right now, and you've got Seth Lugo and Michael Waka. We haven't talked about this team at all, but if they don't bounce back quick in the second half, the Reds have some pieces to sell.
They have all the right-handed hitting that everybody wants. Even though they're not hitting, those righties aren't hitting, they have all the right-handed hitting. Where is it? It's in the Reds. So maybe it doesn't work.
Exactly. All right, so look for those interviews on socials. Thanks, everyone, for watching the first couple hours here of FT. Also, the Philly show is here again, right, tomorrow, and then same with Great Game or What. The Kirk Gins doing their thing. They were here earlier. If you want to see those episodes right here in Philadelphia. We have a big crew out here spanning Philadelphia because it's a spread out All-Star.
It is.
This is not like Atlanta where everybody's in this little nook. Again, thank you so much to Iron Hill Brewery for hosting us. This was awesome, and we're going to do it again tomorrow. Thanks to the fans that have been swinging by, saying hi to everyone, many who don't realize we're live, but that's okay. Kratz hats.
I mean, it's the 250th anniversary of our country, so why can I not wear a Team USA hat in the city that penned our Declaration of Independence? Right down the street over here. We're close. 250 years ago.
Yep.
America.
Epic. That's why it's here.
Yep.
That's why it's here. They had Philly pegged for a while. So thanks, everyone. We will see you for our next live show, 1 o'clock Eastern, Tuesday.